Just talk about your game and tell an audience that doesn't really know you.
I'm a playmaker. I'm really good in transition. I'm athletic. I like to get up and down the floor. I love to play the game of basketball. I'm passionate. I'm a leader. And I just enjoy having fun on the basketball floor.
Perfect, thank you.
Who do you model your game after the most, current or former NBA player?
Growing up, Trace McGrady used to model my game after. He's actually a mentor of mine. And I keep up with him every now and then. Kobe Bryant is another one. His mindset and his approach to the game is unmatched. So those two would say I would model my game after former players. Current players now, I would say Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook. Westbrook plays like he hasn't had a meal in 2 weeks, and I love it. It's like he's hungry. He plays like he's on Section 8 housing, and it's amazing.
Have you thought about what you might wear at the NBA draft? I know it's a little early, but NBA style we're getting into this early in the game.
I'm gonna keep it classic. I'm a classic type guy. I'm gonna keep it smooth, keep it simple. I'm not gonna wear nothing outlandish. I'm not gonna wear a shirt that's half rib. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna just keep it simple.
Jaylen, who have you met with and who do you plan to meet with?
What do you mean?
Which teams for interviews?
I met with a few teams. I met with the Lakers. I met with Boston, Chicago, Atlanta, Sacramento, Minnesota. I met with San Antonio, and I met with Houston.
Is Philadelphia on your list at any point?
This was requested. These were the interviews that were put in front of me. Philadelphia wasn't on the list, but I'm sure I'll see them down the line.
What were your impressions of your interview with the Boston Celtics?
Great. It was a great group of guys. I felt really comfortable with those group of guys. Danny Ainge and that crew is wonderful.
What were you hoping that they and really any team that interviews you take away from that interview?
Say that question again?
Yeah, what do you hope that teams take away from interviews with you?
I'm just hoping. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to be myself, trying to let them get a feel. The interview is only 30 minutes, so it's hard to really expect them to take a lot from me in 30 minutes. It's hard to get a feel for somebody in 30 minutes. So when they invite me back out to work out, I hope to get a better second interview.
You plan to work out for the Celtics?
We'll see.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you make of Ben Simmons? What makes his game special?
Ben's a playmaker. That's what he does. He's super athletic, super tall. He's 6'10", and can dribble the ball off the floor, get it off the glass. He can give you what you want. He can score when he wants to. He's just a great player.
There's a guy floating around. They call him the mystery man, Thon Maker. What do you know? You know much about him?
Yeah, I played against Thon in high school. Thon's a 7-footer who has tremendous skill. And like what I like most about Thon, he's relentless. He's hardworking, and he's not going to stop coming at you.
And just knowing your journey, how proud are you just to get to this point?
I'm proud. But this is not the end. It's a milestone. It's just a stop. I've a long way to go.
Jaylen, do you think your game is better suited for the NBA than it was for college?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
Why is that?
I feel like college. I feel like NBA is more open court. It's more transition. You don't get penalized for being physical. Things like that. It'll be great for the NBA.
What stuck out with you with your interview with the Timberwolves?
The Timberwolves, Tom Thibodeau. I feel like we're on the same page. That's a good guy. I know he used to be at Chicago, but that's a good guy. I feel like me and him, we see eye to eye.
What overall do you bring to an NBA organization?
Just being, not only being a great basketball player, but being a front office guy. I want to be a franchise of a team one day. Not only playing good on the basketball floor and performing, but also getting involved in the community, getting involved in things outside of the basketball floor and being a leader on and off the floor.
And looking ahead to draft night, any anxieties you may have going into it?
Oh, not at all. Like I said before, this is just a stop, and it's a part of the checklist. I got a long way to go from here.
What did you take away from your meeting with the Lakers?
Say that again?
What did you take away from your meeting with the Lakers?
It was good. They were asking me questions, of course, trying to get to know me, just trying to get a feel for me, and that's pretty much what it was.
What's your impression of just where they're headed with that young core, adding Luke Walton as the coach?
My impression is extremely high. It was great meeting those guys, Mitch Kupchak and the rest of the crew. It was an honor to be in front of those guys, and for them to be trying to get to know me was a great feeling.
What's your feeling now that this stuff is all kind of close? You're here, lottery's coming up in the draft,
It's getting exciting. It really is. Before, I kind of knew this point would always be coming, but now, 7 days from when they select the teams, I'm starting to get a little excited just to see who gets what pick, and it's building up. I'm ready.
Jaylen, are you hearing where you might go, and does it matter where you go?
It matters. If everything goes, of course it'd be great to be the number one pick in the draft, but for me, it's about being in the right situation. That's what I want first. Being in the right team where I can do and show what I'm capable of. But I've heard a lot of things from 1 through 10, but we'll see.
Do you have any preference closer to home, the West Coast? Do you have any preference of where you'd like to play?
We'll see. I just want to be happy.
Is the Lakers one of those situations that you'll be happy with?
Absolutely.
Is there anyone that, who are some people that helped mentor you through this entire process? I'm sure there's been a lot to do.
It's been a few guys. Let me say.
Is that one of them?
Yeah, actually. That was Isaiah Thomas from the former player for the Detroit Pistons. He's one of my mentors as well as Sharif Abdurrahim. They help me off the floor. They mentor me, try to develop me as a young man. Also, they fly me out and try to work on my game a little bit. Sharif takes me down low and shows me the things that he used to work on. He went to my high school, went to the same college as well. Isaiah, defensive specialist, as well as a nightmare up and down the floor. So he teaches me a little bit of his game too. So I just combine those two and I learn a lot.
Have you seen Isaiah much? Do you watch YouTube? How do you catch video of Isaiah in his playing days?
NBA classics on NBA TV.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you model your game after, Jaylen, or?
Tracy McGrady. Growing up, that was the guy. He had everything you want. Take you in, take you out. 6'8", can handle the ball, can score in the post, can pull you out, come off screen and rolls. He had whatever you needed.
You mentioned earlier about looking at Kobe as far as adopting his mentality. How have you tried to do that?
I try to approach the game the same way. You know, I admire his work ethic. They say Kobe Bryant, he wakes up at 5:30 every morning. So I'm trying to do the same thing to kind of just catch up to him. I know if that's what it takes to be where he is, then I'm gonna try to do that too.
So you've been doing a lot of those early workouts?
Yeah, early workouts for no reason.
Jaylen, was New Orleans on that list? Have they talked to you, or do you know if you will?
I'm interviewing with New Orleans tomorrow.
What did the 1 year in college teach you about your game and what you need to work on?
It taught me a lot. The college game is different. The college game is different from the NBA, but it taught me a lot. It taught me how to play without the basketball. It taught me how to guard certain teams. It matured me in a lot of ways.
What about life? You've got a lot of interests. Beyond basketball.
What about it?
So, what did your year at college? You know, how did that help you grow as a young man?
Oh, it helped me grow tremendously. Being at Berkeley, I knew it was something special about Berkeley when I got there, but I was assured when I took my first class. The stuff I took from Berkeley, I'll take with me for the rest of my life. The things I learned in those classrooms and the relationships I built with those professors was tremendous, and I still have all of them on contact and on email. They talk to me throughout this process, and they're proud of me for the decision I made. So that's big.
Did you consider?
Have a coach that went to Cal. Ever meet him?
Oh,
Jason Kidd?
yeah, I think I've heard of that guy before. Yeah, the ball head guy, right?
He might be after next season.
Yeah.
You used to have a style like you back in the day.
I see.
After last season,
He's a mentor of mine as well, man. Jason, he went to Cal, so he calls me every now and then to check on me and things like that. So I appreciate all the resources that I have, and I feel truly blessed to be a part of a family like Cal. They help me out so much, and I've grown so much since I've been there.
Did you consider staying longer, or everyone's been talking about you as a top 5 pick all year. I mean, that's a hard thing to turn down.
Definitely, I definitely consider staying, but I thought it would be ridiculous to turn down a decision like this.
Jaylen, did you and Ivan talk at all when you were both making your respective decisions? Did you talk to him about staying? Like, what was your guys' dialogue like during that time?
We talked a little bit, but Ivan, he's his own man as well as I am. He has his own circle of people that he trusts, and I'm sure whatever decision he made, and his decision to stay was the right decision, and I'm proud of him.
You're surprised
you interviewed with the Bucks? Have you interviewed with them already?
I haven't.
Are you going to be doing that the next day or so? Or?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
You mentioned earlier that you had interviewed with the Celtics. What are some of the takeaways that you got from that 30 minutes? I know it's not a ton of time. So what sticks out to you about that interview?
What excited me? Just I felt how comfortable I felt. I mean, when I was in there, those guys really felt like they were trying to get to know me, and they were curious, and I really respected that. I know 30 minutes was a short amount of time, but I felt like they were trying to bring me into their family a little bit.
And one of the things that the Celtics, I know they try to do is really, Brad Stevens is a big part of what they're about. Just your impressions of him in the short time that you had with him.
Oh, great, man. Nothing short of great. Those guys, one of the things they said, they said, "I love it there in Boston." It's the type of area, the type of culture they have there. So they said it fits me to a T. So things like that, things like that just mean a lot to me. Just talking to me and trying to get a feel for me goes a long way.
Where did you meet Jason Kidd, by the way?
First time I met Jason Kidd was at Cal. It was on campus. We have mutual friends, and I met him through a guy in compliance named Muhammad, and we went out to eat, went out to dinner, and got some ice cream, and just kicked it for a while.
So he's been in touch with you since then?
Actually, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jaylen, are you a 2 in the next level or a 3?
To me, I'm just a basketball player. I play whatever position the coach needs me. I play 1 through 4 whenever I think I can handle the ball. I think I'm strong enough to guard somebody down low. So I consider myself a basketball player.
I don't know if it's just because you came up right behind him a year, but there's a lot of Stanley Johnson comparisons. Have you always heard that one, and did you see it?
Stanley's my guy. So I can see we have similar body types, and I guess there's some similar comparisons, but I think we have a little bit of a different game. I think we do some of the things the same, but I think we're a little different. But that's my big bro. So anytime somebody compares me to him, it's all love.
He said he was the best player in the draft at this point last year.
Who, Stanley?
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Jaylen, how do you see yourself defensively right now, and how will you translate to the next level?
That's my calling. When I got to Cal, Coach Martin that's what he hangs his hat on, is on defense, and that's what I'm hanging my hat on too. I just can't wait to get to the NBA and just lock guys up. I think that's what I want to do, and that's my calling.
Where are you projected in the draft? Have you heard where you might go for the range?
I've had some resources, but you never know for sure. I guess you got to wait to see who gets what pick. But I mean, maybe 1 to 10. Who knows?
1 to 10.
Yes, sir.
1.
Absolutely.
You've heard that it's possible?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
The Lakers have talked about how one of their needs is a wing defender. Just given that young core, what do you think you could bring to them if that wound up being the situation?
Absolutely. That's something I see myself doing, is being a two-way player in the NBA. So coming in right away and focusing on defense. I think I'm a good defensive player. I think I have a long way to go and I have a lot to learn. But that's what I want to do. That's what I want to hang my hat on. I think I can score the ball as well. If that's what the Lakers want, that's what I got.
What are your impressions of their young guys?
The young guys?
Yeah.
Which ones?
D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, Larry Nance, that whole core.
I played with a lot of those guys before. I played against D'Angelo, played against Julius and things like that. I've been around when Jordan was playing and things like that. And those are all good guys, man. They're all young, but they're good guys.
How has it been for you to deal with the way the season ended, individually and for the team?
It ended tough. You know, the tournament is something that you imagine to be in since I was 9, 8 years old. I've been watching the NCAA tournament, and for me not to perform the way I wanted to, it was hard. But you know, you got to continue to look forward. There's a lot of positives I took from this season, and just got to continue to look forward.
Were you worn down by that time of year, or did it have anything to do with that?
Oh, absolutely not. Just had a bad game. It happens, but you just got to push forward and worry about the next one.
You said you talked with the Wolves, right?
Yeah, Minnesota.
What's your impression of their team at this point?
Of the team?
Yeah.
Oh, they have a lot of good guys, and I think in a few years they'll be ready to compete for a championship. You got Andrew Wiggins, you got Zach LaVine, Karl Anthony Towns. Some of those guys I know, some of those guys I've been around. So I think they got a good group of guys that want to win, and as they develop, it'll be scary.
Coach Tibbs talked to you a lot about the defense. I know that's your days, or
Tibbs, he talked about a lot about mindset. A lot of times when it comes down to the playoffs, everybody's good. The scouting report is good. It comes down to who has the mindset and the will to win. So we talked about that, and that's one thing we talked about.
Have you had a chance to talk to Sacramento at all yet?
Yes, sir.
How did that go?
It was great. Zach was awesome. Vlade Divac was there. Peyton Stojakovic was in the meeting. And we just talked about, it was a real relaxed, chill meeting. They were trying to get to know me and things like that, but I enjoyed it. I really did. It was really fun.
What made them so fun? Was it just the relaxed atmosphere that made it so fun to talk to them?
Say it again?
Was it the atmosphere that made it so fun, or maybe different from another interview that you had?
Yeah, I mean, they just tried to make me feel comfortable. They know, like, the interview process, how it normally is. They try to, it's real intense. Everybody has their poker face on, but they were smiling, they were having fun, they were engaging, they were laughing, joking around, so it was cool.
Did you see the Boston Celtics yet? Impressions of Coach Stevens and kind of what they've built there with such a young team?
Yeah, Coach Stevens is great, man. We we talked about how it would fit and things like that. And Coach Stevens had a lot of positive things to say. Had a lot of positive things to say about Boston as well. We know the history and the traditions of Boston. I know they want to win right away, and we feel like we can do that.
Same thing for Phoenix.
Phoenix, I haven't met with Phoenix yet.
Tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
Where and when did you meet the young Laker guys, Clarkson, Russell?
I'm not sure. D'Angelo might have been at camp. We played against him twice in high school. Against Mount Bird or whatever. I think Julius maybe at LeBron camp or something like that. They're not like in my contact list or anything. I just know them.
Did you say your idol was McGrady, though? I came in late. Did you say McGrady was your idol?
When Grady was the person I modeled my game after, Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, in what respects?
In what respects?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, how did you pattern your game after him?
Oh, 6'8", 6'7", can handle the ball, can take it down low to the post, can score 9 numbers, come off screens, whatever you want, he had. Like, Tracy McGrady had it all.
Guys, thank you. We got